Well, hello, 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 and thank you for joining Facebook Live, Jesse and Melva Live. And so here's the thing. The first slide that we're going to have up was, and I put it in the wrong space. So what we're going to cover today, it actually is one segment of a 5 or 6 part series, because the subject is something that we have dealt with in working with couples for years and years and years and years. And so we're going to take it in bite-sized pieces of dealing with the issue of infidelity and the betrayal and how it impacts.
Right.
And the story that we're going to tell is a story that it has a common theme that we have heard over and over again. We're going to tell her story. We're calling her Veronica, and there's many, many Veronicas who have experienced betrayal in their relationship. And then we're going to share the first steps that we provided for her to become more centered, to respond to the situation in a way that produces growth for her. And then the third thing that we're going to do is to give you an opportunity to take a look at if you're experiencing anything like this in your life, and to give you the opportunity to utilize the process, the very first step process that we gave Veronica. That first step has 3 different parts. And then we're going to invite you to a complimentary consultation. We're still doing those for a while. If you want to have a first jump start step to move forward. Okay, so we're starting off with Veronica's question. And now, like I said earlier, Veronica represents a lot of people. I mean, men have been betrayed too, but the person that we're calling Veronica, she asked the question, so we're going to answer her question. And her question is and was, what do you do when the trust is broken over and over? So this is what she means. This is what she's referring to. She's been married for quite a while. Like they have it all. You know, they have in school and in life, 2 children that they're really proud of. And everything, actually, when their relationship started off, there was an issue of betrayal. I mean, she caught him cheating, bottom line. That's what happened. And what happened, it's like that first time, you know, he said, and only because he was caught, he said, well, I'll never do it again, you know, because I really want you, I really want this relationship, and I really want this marriage. And so she was feeling pretty good inside, because she was thinking, well, maybe there's hope and that he's going to change. And then he cheated again. And then they got married. Now, there was kind of an agreement that this was going to be a monogamous marriage. But actually, that's something that she agreed to. And even though he said it, he didn't agree to it. So anyway, so during their romantic stage, it seemed like things were going pretty well. He was attentive. They were doing things together. They were hanging out with friends and enjoyed a lot of their couples friends and what have you. And one day, sort of by accident, she discovered that he was having an affair. Now, when she first brought it up, he denied it, and he told her there was something wrong with her. And then she showed him proof of what she knew to be true about him cheating. So he promised again that, then he became remorseful. The first time he was, really upset and blaming her and saying it was her fault. No, he said that she was crazy, that she was just making it up, that she was insecure. But when he saw the goods that she had proof, then he changed the story, because she was threatening divorce. She said, you know what? I thought that we were beyond this. I thought we were building something together. I thought we were growing something together. And you're doing it again. She said, because I'm taking our vows seriously. That, and this is, I made a vow to participate in this marriage 100%, for better or worse. This is the worst. I mean, we have a lot of things going on, but this is so painful. And so, so he apologized again. And so it happened a few more times. So her question is, like, what do I do? This man has proven to me over and over again that what Jesse calls, and what is it that we've learned about serial cheaters?
Well, we've learned that they usually continue in their behavior. So they may promise.
But she's thinking, I love this man, but I do not love his cheating ways. I don't. This is not the marriage that I signed up for. And so her question to us was, and is, what do I do? Maya Angelou says, when a person shows you who they are, believe them. And we're calling him Vernon. And Vernon has shown Veronica over and over and over and over again that he is, that he enjoys having more than one relationship, that he's not committed to monogamy. And what we know for sure is that for some, that when the initial passion of the lustful, wonderful feelings begin to fade, and they do, if you don't have a way to reignite them, then you get in a space where Vernon and Veronica are. However, Vernon didn't talk to Veronica about it so they can have a conversation about what they could do about it. And maybe there's reasons, unbeknownst to Veronica, why Vernon keeps choosing to betray her.
Part of it is a lot of men who are serial cheaters believe that they can do this and get away with it. In other words, I'm smarter than my spouse is, so therefore I can continue to do this and be really careful not to get caught. But eventually they will be caught.
Yeah, yeah. And I've been privy to conversations of men. I ain't gonna tell you all how, but I've been privy to conversations of men who have said, with not to their wives, but in a space with each other, that that's the culture. You have a wife at home, and then you have a wife someone else, or a lover someone else. It's just a culture that sometimes the focus is on instant gratification. Sometimes they feel like, I bring home the bacon or the tofu, and I contribute a lot to the well-being of the household, so I can do whatever I want.
Right.
However, she hasn't bought into that. So let's talk a little bit about what she can do, because she's in pain. Even though she says that she's numb to the pain, it's still there, and the feelings are simmering and simmering and simmering and simmering. So she asked, what do? So the first thing that it's important for her to do is to create an environment for ultimate self-care. Because and external environment for self-care and reflection. Reflection meaning figuring out the best things to do that's going to support self-love, self-support, and self-love, self-support, and self-care, and self-respect. Because the big question for her is, how does she want to be? Meaning, how does she want to show up in this situation? Because she's been dealt a hand, and I'm not that good at cards, but I know that I used to play, we used to play, when I was in college, we played Midwest all the time, and I was pretty good in college, but then I got away from it. And I know that when you dealt, when you're dealt a hand that doesn't have an ace, kings, queens, or jacks, or even a joker, then it is hard to win. Sometimes you have like those low numbers. However, there is a way to win when you've been dealt a bad hand. And so the first place for her to win is through the self-care. Okay, so creating a safe place. Now, the way that we supported her to create a safe space was to do a couple of things. And it's an exercise that we take couples through in our workshops and also in our counseling. So this is a variation of that work, of that process that we take couples through. The first step for Veronica, in answer to her question of what should she do, and our response of ultimate self-care, is to imagine a safe space. And Jesse, usually when you support people to create a safe space, some of the examples that you give, what are some of the examples you give about a safe space?
Well, examples of a safe space would be thinking of a place where you feel really at ease and calm and a place where you feel as though you're secure and confident. Yes, you may have some pain and discomfort, but your safe place provides you with a place where you can really feel your connection with, I'd like to think of the divine, so that you're not worried about anything. Your life is peaceful, and so anyway.
Yeah, so it could be like, imagine you being in a chapel. You could imagine being at the beach with gentle water flowing. You know, what brings you comfort? That would be your safe space.
I don't know if I'm going to go to the beach today.
Right, right. So that might not be your choice, but those are examples. And the second part for Veronica and all the Veronicas in the world is to get in touch with that vulnerable part on the inside. Because the idea is you're going to have compassion for that vulnerable part that's hurting. And we're going to go into more detail next time. And then the third part is to embrace, imagine, ask the question, well, she does not have the power to change. She does not have the power to change Vernon. She does have the power, and we're going to talk about that next time. She cannot change his decision that he wants more than one person in his relationship. She can't change that. She can't change that he has decided that this is okay, even though that he's telling her that he's willing to change. Right now, she cannot depend on that. The third part is being aware of what she does have control to change. And that is, number one, she can become reactive. Excuse me, because the first time she was so upset, she was yelling and screaming and what have you, understandably, because that's the pain that she was in. And it's happened so many times. That has not changed his behavior. So she can continue to be reactive and the pain will be reinforced, or she can become proactive. And what do we mean by being proactive? In that safe space, she can be reflective. She can be in a space where she's reflective to think things through so that she comes out of that space dealing with it in a way that she is feeling respect for herself, love for herself, care for herself, and support for herself. And so right now, that is the first step, making that decision to continue to be reactive and feel more pain, or to become more proactive and have some way to find comfort so that she can think of other responses that are more supportive.
Right, right. And she really doesn't have to be a person who allows herself to get hurt over and over and over again. That's not in her best interest, and that he needs to step up and honor his commitment to be a partner who is going to be faithful to her, and that she won't have to worry about him repeating the behavior over and over again.
Right, right. And we're going to deal about that on our, I think, fifth or sixth segment of this. So we have a question. We know that there are many Veronicas in the world, and Veronica and Vernon's, and we have met many of them in our office and in our workshops. And so in terms of this very first step, because this step is so crucial to begin the foundation for inner healing, whether Vernon changes his mind and his behavior or not. Are you struggling with betrayal in your relationship?
Right.
And maybe it's not an affair, and that's pretty painful. It's also painful when dealing with betrayal, with being with someone who says and promises that they're going to do things that are really important to you and for the relationship, and they don't do it. They don't follow up. Someone who is deceptive about little things, that is also betrayal. So are you struggling with that issue, with that pain, with that frustration? If you are, our question to you, are you open to take this first step that we're recommending to Veronica? And that is, number one, to create a safe space to be reflective and think things through and explore your options for self-care, self-love, and self-respect, so that when you emerge from that space, that you are confident in whatever decision you make going forward is going to be for your highest good. It's going to reflect your values of the person that you are and that you want to be more of. If you are, then we invite you, and actually you don't have to do it on your own. And we're not recommending to Veronica that she do this on her own. she can go through this process with somebody that she trusts, or she can work with a counselor who's going to help her to peel away more layers of what all of this represents and what the replay is in her life. You know, what's going on beneath the surface, what scab has been snatched off of a wound that she had way before she met Vernon. So if you are interested in that, we are still doing complimentary consultations, and we, Jesse and Melva, yeah, and all you have to do to sign up is really easy. Going to jesseandmelva.com, and all you have to do is click on the contact form and put in your name, email address. We'll get the email, and we'll be in touch right away to set up your consultation.
Right.
And also, if you have any questions about this, because a lot of people have questions. That's why Veronica's question was so important, because a lot of people have that question because they're struggling with that in their relationship. And, you know, even if everything else is going well, that's not good enough. That's not good enough unless both people agree. Now, both of you agree that you're going to have an open relationship. That's totally different. And that brings up a whole another set of issues. But if there is no agreement about having an open relationship, this needs to be dealt with. And knowing that you can't change another person, that you can only change how you address it. And we have some more steps to share with you moving forward. So thank you for joining us for this first segment. We're calling Betrayal, but what we mean is how to get through it in a way that produces growth, more love, more support, more respect from the inside out.
And happiness in your relationship.
Especially your relationship with yourself, because if the other person is still changing, you're still not going to be happy about that.
That's true.
But you will be happy about how you approached it.
That's true.
You know, in such a powerful way. Okay, so until next time, we are so happy that you joined us and that you've been on this journey with us. And we have several more segments to go, but we're taking them one step at a time, because working through this kind of situation does take time. So we want to take time with the steps to support anybody who's going through any kind of deception and betrayal in their relationship. Thank you for joining us. We're looking forward to meeting you next time.
See you then.
Take care.
Watch Live with Jesse and Melva right here on Solivity TV every Sunday at 5:30 Eastern. Solivity Magazine brings you the best in inspiration on Solivity TV. Check out our new shows. Mark your calendars for Solivity Magazine shows by going to solivity.com now.
Thank you for tuning in to Beauty and Gratitude with D'Angelo Thompson. That's me. We're going to focus on beauty from the inside out and gratitude being a cornerstone of your life. I will have amazing guests from all walks of life, from wellness experts to beauty, tech, fashion, you name it, they will be here. And we have amazing names coming up in the near future. So tune in every 2 weeks, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Solivity TV or Solivity Magazine. Thank each of you for watching, and focus on life, focus on gratitude.
Some people have a posture in which the shoulders round. Some people have a belly that came from long hours working in a computer, driving, grabbing your baby. The posture changes with your lifestyle. So we have to reprogram our posture in order to have a better lifestyle. So what is important here to know? Our core, the house of our body, with the roof here, the diaphragm, with the pelvic floor that is the ground, and the whole core muscles are the walls of the house, have to work properly in order to have a good posture and a good movement.
Watch Body Fit with Alexa Marine every Monday and Thursday at 9 a.m. right here on Solivity TV.